My people, you see when they say internet does not forget, it's not a joke. The internet truly does not forget. So I want you guys to listen to Wike when he was interviewed. What would he advise Governor Ambode? You know, Ambode had similar issues like Fubara. When Ambode was in Lagos as a governor, they tried to disturb the man's rule. I think they probably wanted too much that he felt he could not give. Now, wait, so this story is going somewhere. So they now asked Ambode to step down. I think Ambode put up a fight or something, and that was why Ambode never came for second term. Ambode is the only governor I know that has not gone for second term in Lagos State. Mind you, I was born in Lagos. AJCT, Ajegule, Tolu Medical Center to be precise. We used to live in Jinodu Street, number 9 Jinodu Street. So I know Lagos to the core. I know when Tinubu was a governor. I know when Ambode was a governor. So now, Ambode refused one thing, or maybe their agreement or so, and that was why Ambode never came on second term. But now, Wike was asked, what would you say to Ambode? Listen.
Advice would you give to your brother governor in Lagos State, Akimumi Ambode, giving his rift with his political godfather?
I will try to resist it. If it is correct, I will try to resist it. Godfatherism.
What exactly is causing your issues with Governor Fubara? Wike, what is causing your issues with Governor Fubara? Don't you think you're not practicing what you preach at this point? And you know the worst part of it? I think President Tinubu was able to accept Wike, was able to plan with Wike to bring down Fubara because they are birds of a feather. This is a godfather of the north, of the west, and this is somebody who wants to be godfather of the south. So it's more like two godfathers doing what? Meeting. So, you know, you now had to, okay, now how can Wike seize a location? Wike cannot seize a location without federal might. But do you know that when Amechi was in power and Wike was in power, Amechi had that federal might to oppress Wike, but Amechi did not do so. But now Wike, who was preaching against Godfatherism, this and that, he is the one doing it. He is the one doing it right now. So, you know, it's easy to say some things, but when it comes to the time to practice, you cannot practice what you preach. Then, for somebody that was asking me a question, said, what do I expect President Tinubu to do? See, if President Tinubu felt suspension was good, if President Tinubu really believed that, well, for the case to be resolved, they have to suspend, then they should have suspended Wike and Fubara, because Wike is the second party involved in this chaos. Leave the National House of Assembly, people are talking. It is Wike, everybody knows that Wike is the one having issues with Fubara, not the National Assembly. The other day they were on a Zoom meeting and he was discussing with the National Assembly and people were asking, oh, this and that. And he even came out to say, what will happen if they impeach? And now what are we saying? No, what are we saying? So you know the two people involved. In a case of fairness, in a case of equity, Wike should have been suspended, Fubara suspended. Why you say you want to look into the matter? But now you suspended one person with military power while the other person is operating. So what are we saying? Are we really saying no to Godfatherism? Anyways, this reminds me of when somebody came and said to Sowore, there was this interview Sowore had, and somebody was telling Sowore, why don't you pretend to be in support of these godfathers? Pretend you are going to be loyal. We know you are a good person. When everybody has voted for you and all hands have, then when you get into power, you will now be able to push them away. Sowore said, you see these people, they are not the way you are seeing them. They be correct people. In fact, now they shop wish. Sowore said it. Sowore said it, and when Sowore said it that time, people were laughing, but that is what is simply played out. That is what is playing out right now. That is what is playing out. Fubara was voted for, yes. A lot of people are not happy with Fubara because they feel Rivers State voted for Peter Obi, but you were there, you kept quiet because you knew you were only fighting for yourself. Now that you fought for yourself to become a governor, you kept quiet when injustice was being done to somebody else. Now you want everybody to speak for you. That's what most people have been complaining in my comment section, and I totally understand them. I totally agree with them because everybody knows Peter Obi won Rivers State. Every single person knows Peter Obi won Rivers State. But then because they want to maneuver power, they were able to push Peter Obi aside. Anyways, practice what you preach. That is what we're saying. Practice what you preach.